Hello, hello. Enjoying Tennessee's beautiful mornings here in early April. It is feeling like summer back in Connecticut. Glad things have changed. Change is always good. So, just wanted to freestyle another idea. I mean, I have the idea, and I just want to freestyle it as I go. The elongated form of what I'm trying to talk about. So, you have to appreciate things from a distance, right? And you have to appreciate things up close as well. When we come into this world, I mean, we're just a blank sheet of paper, right? But we are conditioned by our environment and our cultures, our parents and everything like that, the way that we're going to act and the things that are deemed right and wrong and things like this, right? And so the world is just poof, so far along, and you're just born right into the middle of it. And that's why things are so confusing for so many people, you know? People get real stuck in their heads in life and trying to make sense of all this, and it gets more and more complicated as time develops. So I feel bad for the newborns who just get dropped on the spot and have to adapt. But hey, that's life, isn't it? Isn't that what we're doing here? So I don't know, I was just thinking about marriage, I guess. That's the start of this thought idea. You know, like, when you're growing up, it's just like, yeah, people get a partner, they just get a girlfriend, a boyfriend, they get married and they have kids, and like that's just like the path, right? But you know, people don't necessarily want to follow the path, and that's totally cool. We have the freedom to do that. People get divorced a lot. The divorce rate and single parent child rate is very high right now. So you just gotta take everything back to its roots. You know, the heart is the origin. So if you pick a vessel, a blood vessel, it might not make sense till you get to the heart. Excuse my metaphorical dicing here. What I'm trying to say is, yeah, if you just think of it like, oh, you find someone and you're stuck with them forever, and that's your view of marriage. Obviously, I can see why people think marriage is lame. They just want to go fandangle. But what I'm saying is take it back to its origin and rediscover how cool the idea is. There was once a time when we weren't plopped down into our televisions and motor vehicles and occupations and whatnots. We were just out there truly trying to survive, and not always doing it. People die all the time of disease and environmental factors. Tornadoes and earthquakes still happen, it's just not on camera. Believe it or not. And so people back then fought a lot more, sure, but they also learned how to look out for each other the best. And so it's really cool if you start to think of it like that, you know. Once you are growing a child, that you would stay with that, the carrier of the child, and be around to teach the young one how to survive and develop. I believe that was the choice, you know, mammals versus reptiles, you know, or just animal to animal. Sometimes they just have a ton of babies and run off, like turtles do. But mammal strategies are more warm, as we are warm. And so it's really cool, the way it all goes down. And so when I look at it like that, I think that marriage is the coolest thing ever. It's like the bond of the sword, the bond of the flame, however you want to call it. It's taking on the challenges of the world together. And you don't need to do it together anymore. You can do whatever you want and be whoever you want, because the world has developed into what I would call freedom. I mean, there's a lot of restrictions around, but like, I mean, life itself is free now, because we don't have to try and live or kill. So yeah, just going back to the start again, find the heart of the subject and it'll matter a lot more, you know. People go vegan because they don't like animal cruelty, and I understand that. I think all life is precious. Maybe they wouldn't have chosen that 3,000 years ago, but you know, when you look at the way farms are now, I understand why people make that choice. It's almost like ascension, right? It's like we were on the base path, and so we had to do what we had to do to survive. And somewhere down that line, we strayed like farther from the garden, if you will, and things became twisted and evil a bit, corrupted, You know, the fact that we have bad conditions for animals to live in, and not all of our things are always clean. And then you can make the choice to still not be a part of that. So, enjoy the world of choice. That is today's closing lesson.